All right, hello everybody. I am just bringing a quick weather update. It is a little bit past 4 p.m. here on Saturday, and I just wanted to go through specifically the timing of this because we are going to see pockets where it's heavier, and then we are going to see some pockets where it's going to be much lighter, and so I wanted to talk about the specifics and the logistics of that. It's snowing right now in Terre Haute. It has officially started, and we are going to see snow now for pretty much the next 30 to 32 hours here across the Wabash Valley. Weather alerts, I mean, this is impacting all the way from Texas and all the way up into New England. So we are dealing with a large swath of the country under those winter storm warnings. That's what's in pink. Those purple shades, that lighter purple is winter weather advisories, and that more violet color is ice advisories. And then we have some cold weather advisories in there as well. So this winter weather is impacting much of the country, actually. Yesterday, 43 out of the bottom 48 states were impacted in some way, shape, or form by this impactful system. Cold weather advisory from now until Monday at noon, and I'm going to talk about those cold temperatures and what those wind chills are going to be like here. And then, of course, that winter storm warning on our Illinois side, it's going to be in effect until the evening hours on Sunday, but actually on the Indiana side, it's going to be in effect until Monday morning. So I know Jesse talked a lot about this. This snow system is going to come in two waves. The reason that this is important is because you may go to sleep tonight and think this wasn't really anything. This wasn't really a big deal. And then you're going to wake up on Sunday morning and realize just how much snow we are set to receive. So the first wave is coming in right now. That's what we saw the live look out there on the Terre Haute camera. But then, once we look at the second wave, that's actually going to come in around midnight tonight. So we're still several hours away from that bigger wave coming in, and I will show kind of the specifics of that. But that's why I wanted to talk about the snow accumulation, because people may let their guard down. A travel advisory has been issued officially for Vigo County. I saw that Chris Schweitzer posted that. We posted that on WTWO's Facebook page from now, 4 p.m. until tomorrow, midnight. So just wanted to note that we are under a travel advisory in Vigo County. All right, so this shading that I have, or this red circle, is that second round, and it's bringing a lot more moisture than this first round is. Right now, we're in that first round. We're in that first wave of snow. Those ratios might be a lot higher, meaning it could be more like a 12 to 1, 13 to 1 ratio. I talked about this in my Facebook. If you take 13 inches of snow, it would melt it down into 1 inch of liquid rain. So what we're looking at with this circled portion right here is actually going to be more a 10 to 1 ratio. It is not being sucked out by all this dry air that's coming in from the northwest, and it is going to be that heavier snow. And let's show it again here on the water vapor satellite. You can just see that moisture starting to build a little bit. Right now, it's just in the panhandle in that area around Texas and Oklahoma. It's going to build speed and then be in our area by about midnight tonight. So let's take you through this futurecast in the next 48 hours. This is our in-house model here. Around 7 o'clock tonight, things may become a little bit more spotty, a little bit more isolated for the time being. But then, once we get into the early morning hours of Sunday, if you check our website, mywabashvalley.com, we actually have a link to different closures. It's going to be the winter warning and the winter storm. It's the first link on our website, mywabashvalley.com. You can click there for up-to-date information. And on that website, we do have where closures are happening. A lot of churches are closing for tomorrow, mainly because of the snow, but also because of the cold. By the time we get to around the late morning, early afternoon on Sunday, things will start to alleviate a little bit. I can see from about 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. there be one more heavy pocket of snow that makes its way through the heart of our area, kind of just sealing off that snow, and we are going to get, a pretty substantial amount, and I'll talk about how substantial in relation to years past. But we had a lot of snow as we entered into November and December of this year, but this is looking to be our most impactful system so far this winter. Total snowfall forecast. Jesse actually just updated this literally 15 minutes ago. We were looking at those snowfall totals. We upped it a little bit in each area. Basically, the margin of our maximum margin in all of our areas kind of increased by about 1 inch to 2 inches. So now we're looking in those northern counties anywhere from 4 to 7 inches. The heart of our area, we're talking Vigo County, Clay County, Crawford County, Clark County, all those different areas, 6 to 10 inches. And then our southern counties, we're talking Knox County, Davies County, Greene County, Clay County, Illinois, Lawrence County, Illinois. Those are all now projected to be anywhere from 10 inches to possibly 1 foot of snow. Again, the ratio to this is important, so now let's get into the snowfall in the next 72 hours, and then I'll talk about the specific timings of when it's going to be heaviest. So, when we are looking at snowfall in the next 72 hours, I want to take us back actually a little bit here. When we're looking at this, we are going to be seeing some heavier amounts of snow once we get into the morning hours. Peak wind gusts. This is something else that people have been asking about. Blizzard. Is this going to be a blizzard? In order for it to be considered a blizzard, it has to be, winds have to be blowing for 3 hours to reduce visibility to 1/4 mile. We aren't really looking at that with this. There are going to be some substantial wind gusts. So around 3 p.m. there on Sunday, we could see in those mid-20 ranges to almost 30 miles an hour peak wind gusts. Those aren't going to be sustained winds, but we are going to see some windier conditions. So let's get into per hour. I didn't do every single hour from now until tomorrow night around 8 p.m. I just wanted to highlight some specific times on the latest snowfall map here. And this is snow per hour. So this is just looking at the different times of the day. So this takes us to midnight Sunday. This is when things start to pick up just a little bit. And we are going to be seeing anywhere from 1/2 inch to 0.2 inch to 1/20th of an inch falling. Then as we start to get into, so this is 3 a.m. on Sunday, you start to see a larger area, and it's going to impact that heart of our area. Again, Vigo County, Vermilion County, Clark County, Edgar County. That's where the heart of our area is going to start to see about 1/2 inch of snow per hour. That's going to start around 3 a.m. on Sunday. That's why I think a lot of you guys are going to go to bed, and there may be only about 1 inch to 2 inches of snow on the ground, and then you're going to wake up and see a lot more snow. All right, so this is 7 a.m. on Sunday. Again, this is what is leading to a lot of those churches closing for the morning of Sunday. Down there near Knox County, and that's Lawrence County, Illinois, they're looking at 1 inch to 1.5 inches of snowfall per hour. Now, that's not going to be consistent for several hours. There are going to just be these heavier pockets of snow, and I just want to note that, and it's kind of showing here that early on Sunday morning, that's when those heavier snowfalls are going to persist. A lot of you guys might see at the very top left hand of this corner, it says 10-to-1 ratio. I do want to note that right now it's a little bit drier of a snow. 12-to-1 ratio is what it would take for it to be 12 inches melted down in order to get 1 inch of liquid rain. But as we head into the overnight hours, again, what I talked about, that moisture content, it's not fighting that dry air as much, but as we head into the afternoon hours on Sunday, it will lighten back up again. So we're basically sandwiching it between some lighter snow accumulation and that 12-to-1 ratio. Then as we get into the heavier parts of the snow, it may be more of that 10-to-1 ratio there. We start to let up as we get into Sunday afternoon and as we head into the evening hours on Sunday. And then by the time we get to 6 p.m. on Sunday, most of this is going to be out of our area. The snow, that is. The cold is going to stay for a while. I had someone ask me, when is the snow going to melt? I'll show the 7-day forecast because the snow's not going to melt for a while. These colder temperatures are going to stick around. So this is the apparent temperature for 8 a.m. on Monday. if you've got any kiddos, and if you've got any kiddos that are hoping school will be delayed or canceled, I'd say there's a pretty good chance of that. It's showing negative 21 degree wind chills. Now, the actual air temperature, what the thermometers are going to read, are still going to be about -8, -7 degrees for the air temp, but that wind chill is going to be blistering there on Monday. Then take you into midnight on Monday, going into Tuesday. Still, those wind chills are going to be -9, -11 degrees. So it's still going to be very, very cold, and those wind chills are going to persist for a while. This is something else I want to note. This is looking at dew point temperatures. If you are prone to having super cracked skin and dry skin, I highly advise that you're making sure that you're putting lotion on. I know this is just kind of a small thing, but you may start to notice it with a dry, raspier voice, because these dew point temperatures, it is going to be insanely dry air as we look at the back end of this snow system and the front end of our work week. It's going to be super dry air. And those colder temperatures are going to stick around. So make sure you've got chapstick, make sure you have lotion, make sure that you're just keeping hydrated as well, because it's going to be some very dry conditions. All right, so Jesse made this graphic, and if you guys don't know, I love weather records as well. When we're looking at over 1 day snowfall accumulation over 6 inches, we may tie for second place or sit right there at that third, fourth place margin. So this is going to be a pretty heavy amount of snow. This was something that we were looking at actually over a week ago. Models were trending more southward. There was a high pressure system dominating over Minnesota and Wisconsin, so we weren't going to be seeing as much snow in our area. The high pressure system weakened and moved more northward, and that's why we're seeing a good chunk of snow now. Again, with those temperatures below normal, look at that. We're talking on the East Coast there. They are going to see well below normal temperatures now extended into the first part of February. And then below normal temperatures when we look at our long term, this is 3 to 4 weeks out. So lastly, I just want to show this 7-day forecast. I appreciate you guys all tuning in. I just wanted to bring an update on when we are going to see our heaviest bursts of snow. So again, you guys are gonna go to sleep tonight, and you may only see an inch or two on the ground across the board, across the Wabash Valley. Then when you wake up on Sunday, 8 a.m., 9 a.m., whenever you wake up on Sunday, you're going to see a lot more snowfall on the ground, because it's going to pack a punch between, I was saying on my Facebook, around 3 a.m. to 11 a.m., and then we are still going to see some localized heavy snow bursts still in the afternoon hours. And then it's going to let up out of our way by about 7:30 tomorrow. But in this short time frame, in about 30 hours, we are going to see quite a bit of snow. Again, I will update that snowfall map on our website. There's going to be plenty more information on our 6 o'clock show. I'll talk about that specific timings. I'll talk a little bit more about temperatures and what we're seeing. And then as we head into tomorrow evening is when we'll rely on some of you guys for snowfall totals to see what you guys were measuring in your backyard. Find a flat surface somewhere that is not obstructed by, say, anything the snow falling on it, so maybe not right next to a building but a little bit away from it, and then you can measure that snow. Again, wait to measure it until we get to tomorrow evening. Don't be measuring it tonight or tomorrow morning, because we are going to see quite a bit of snow accumulate. So now let's look at just some questions here. Let it snow, says Ethan. Yeah, some people are really excited about this. Other people not so much. I do agree in the fact that, if we are going to have cold temperatures, it may as well snow a little. So I am definitely on board for that. Let's see, any other questions here? We've got a lot of people watching from a bunch of different areas. Yeah, we will, again, snowfall map, we will repost that because it did get updated a little bit. Again, those northern counties, so we're talking Vermilion County, Illinois, Vermilion County, Indiana, Montgomery County, Putnam County, sitting at that 4 to 7 inch margin. And then when we get to the heart of our area, the belt buckle of our area, Vigo County, Clay County, Sullivan County, you're looking a little bit more on that 6 to 10 range. And then when we get to our southern counties, and again, keep in mind that this is going to be a southwest to northeast track. So when you look at our snowfall map, it's not going to be perfect parallel lines all the way across. It is going to have this slant to it, considering the fact that it's coming out of the southwest and has that northeast track to it. So yes, Vigo County total inches. Vigo County, I'm going to say about 8 inches. We are forecasting in a region there that it's going to be about 6 to 10, but Vigo County I think will sit right in the middle of that. There are going to be some pockets of snow, again, around 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow that may just really cap off some smaller areas having maybe an inch or two more than a place maybe 20 miles south or north of it. Hopefully school superintendents make a decision. Yes, I mean, those Monday temperatures, not good. The air temperature is going to be sub-zero. The wind chills are going to be in the negative 20s in the morning hours. So, I mean, you can just look at the 7-day forecast. We are not even flirting with the above freezing point. Our warmest day is going to be on Tuesday, and that's still 8 degrees away from freezing temperature. So we are not looking at any warm temperatures anytime soon. I think you'll head to Palm Springs. Kelly, I would join you if if I didn't have to work, but I love informing you guys, and you know, this is what I'm here for, but man, I would join you. Palm Springs, that sounds nice. Yeah, Fairbanks area, again, looking around, I'd say that 7 to 8 inch total accumulation. And as we go throughout the day tomorrow, we will be bringing a bunch of updates. But just keep in mind that tonight is going to be that lighter, weaker system, and then tomorrow is when we are going to see much, much heavier amounts of snow. Julie will be in tomorrow morning. Jesse and I will be in here tomorrow night, bringing updates as they come in. But a travel advisory is issued for Vigo County now until tomorrow at midnight. So don't be out if you do not have to. If you had plans or anything, just cancel them. Make them for next week. It's going to be cold next week, but it's not going to be as snowy. But this snow isn't going anywhere either. I do want to note that. And once temperatures get below 15 degrees, that treatment that they put out on the roads does not work. It's just too cold. And also, that snow is going to harden with how cold these temperatures are. So things might not be cleared off as much as we would hope, simply because of the conditions. They just are not favorable for it, even those solutions and stuff to work. So just to kind of keep that in mind. Yeah, all right. So, well, Davies County, you guys are looking at quite a bit more than Terre Haute. When I say quite a bit more, a couple more inches. We now have you more in that 10-inch accumulation range to almost a foot of snow. It is going to be a lighter, fluffier snow, but as the days go on, that snow is going to drift, and then it's also going to harden because of those freezing temperatures. Park County, you guys are sitting in those 4 to 7 inch range. Again, there could be some very small localized areas, but I will post the snowfall map. I'm going to end this live here. We will post that updated snowfall map. Tune in at 6 o'clock. We will have continuous updates. Obviously, you guys know that models are coming in every several hours, and so we want to keep you as up to date. New data came in, so we updated our snowfall forecast a little bit. It didn't change a whole ton. It changed about an inch or more on our maximum side of our predictions. But yeah, we want to keep you guys up to date. So I'm going to end this live here. I appreciate you guys all tuning in. Tune in at 6 o'clock on WTWO. Be checking mywawabashvalley.com on our homepage. We have access to everything that we've been covering, and it's all in one area, so it's a great source if you want to look back at old forecasts that we've done just in the past day or so, and that will all be there. But I'm going to end this live now and get ready for the 6 o'clock show. I appreciate you guys. Stay warm and stay indoors.